Hey everybody, welcome to Nanoscience and Technology. This is a course for spring 2021, and as such, thank you COVID, we are online, alright? It's not really the way I prefer teaching. I prefer getting to know people face to face, but I'm going to do my best to get to know you a little bit this semester, and I hope you'll feel free to drop in my office hours whenever you like. The hours are posted there. I'll go over the syllabus in a second. But anyway, let's try and get to know each other as best we can. And nanoscience and technology is my field, I guess. I'm a microscopist, and so I specialize in the world of the small using microscopes. More about that later, of course. And so this is a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and it's really exciting. And there's a lot of great research currently going on in the area of nanoscience and technology. And so I'm excited to open this door for you a little bit so that you can see into my world, the world of the small. Okay, so with no further ado, let's go over some of the logistics of the course. As you hopefully know, this is an online asynchronous course. So we're not going to get together all at one time. The lectures will be pre-recorded and posted for you, and the material should be there to peruse, okay? So my physical office is in 327 Garwood Hall. My phone number, the extension is 2437 if you'd like. I am here a lot during normal business hours. My kids and my husband are both doing the online thing at home a lot, and so in order to escape and actually get work done, I come here. So my email is given there on the website, coffeets@appstate.edu. Email might be the best way to get in touch with me in terms of I'm checking my email regularly during a business day, and I will respond to your emails as much as I can within one business day, so that's good. If you'd like to talk to me in person, I hope you do, because COVID is kind of a lonely time, especially for somebody that likes interactive teaching as much as I do. But my office hours are from 2 to 3 p.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and then 11 to 12 on Fridays, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Fridays. So that's just drop in. You don't need an appointment to come to those times. Of course, if you need to talk to me and those times don't work for you for whatever reason, you have another class, you have a job, it's perfectly great and wonderful to make an appointment with me, and then I'll make sure to be in my Zoom room at the time that we make an appointment. My personal Zoom room is 954-185-1957, so you can type that number into the Zoom room and it'll pull me up. But also there's a link in the top block of our course website so that you can just click on that link and it'll take you directly into my Zoom room, so there's that. Okay, this is a dual-listed undergraduate and graduate course. The graduate course number is Physics 5845, and the undergraduate course number is 4845. Because some of you are graduate students and some of you are undergraduates, there are slightly different requirements between those two. That's actually a requirement of the graduate school, that we make the graduate courses slightly harder than we make our undergraduate courses, and that's a reasonable thing to ask. So as a result, the main difference in between the requirements for graduate students and undergraduate students is that in addition to the quizzes, the homeworks, the midterm, and the final, which everyone is required to do, the graduate students are also required to write me a research paper. It's a 10-page research paper on a topic in nanoscience and nanotechnology of your choice. Okay? Now, I'll deal with the requirements for the paper more in another lecture, and there's also a complete block in your As You Learn page under Topic 1 that covers the requirements for the paper in great depth. Specifically, this PDF version, the detailed paper instructions, should tell you everything that you ever wanted to know and more about the paper. So if you'd like to read up on that, feel free to go ahead and do that, and then I'll post the online lecture on the paper requirements a little bit later. Heads up, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and choose the topic for your paper by February 5th. So you're at least required to choose the topic, and I may put in little due dates along the way so that you don't procrastinate too badly. on writing that paper. The paper is going to be due on the last day of classes for this semester, which is April 28th, okay? But you have to know what you're going to write about by February 5th, and so you'll turn that in. Okay, more about that later. Let's get on to covering the syllabus and the requirements for both the graduate students and the undergraduates. Much of the syllabus looks the same. This is the undergraduate syllabus. I'll cover that one first, and then I'll cover the graduate syllabus in a second. So our textbook for both of you is Nanotechnology, Understanding Small Systems. I have the second edition. You might have the third edition, and that's okay. Either one is fine. And it's written by Ben Rogers, Sumita Panarthur, and Jesse Adams. So those are the authors of our textbook. It covers pretty well, I think. I really like this textbook. It's a nice, gentle introduction to nanoscience, but I think it hits on the high points pretty well and has some nice homework assignments in it. So what we're going to do with this course and with this text and some supplementary readings and some supplementary lectures by me is survey the current state of nanoscience and nanotechnology from a theoretical and a practical standpoint. So we're going to cover, in addition to the basics of nanoscience, we're going to cover nanofabrication, some of the tools for viewing the nano world, like scanning electron microscopy and scanning probe microscopies. We're going to cover some nanomechanics, some nanomaterials, specific materials like buckyballs, nanotubes, things like that, graphene. We're going to cover thin films, self-assembly, nanoscale heat transfer, some thermoelectric devices, and a little bit of nano-optics. So all of that is in your future. That's really super awesome stuff. But in order to understand all that, you're going to have to do some work, okay? So our objectives are to take basic scientific theories and physics principles to develop an understanding of a specific topic, which is nanoscience and nanotechnology. And we're going to discuss some current research and applications of nanoscience and nanotechnology and recognize the importance of that in today's society. And we're also going to work some problems so that you have a deeper understanding of the topic. But to do that, you have to watch all the online lectures that I post. You have to read all the assigned chapters of the textbook and any supplementary material. And in fact, the reading is super important. In some of my lower level undergraduate courses, students have confided in me that they don't read the textbook. Now, first of all, you should always read the textbook. The textbook is picked for a reason, and you should read it. But second of all, in this course specifically, I'm going to assign some readings, and I'm not going to lecture on them. I'm just going to make you read them, okay? But you're still expected to have read that material and understood it. So just watching my online lectures is not going to be enough for this course, which after all is a dual-listed undergrad-grad course. And so you're expected to have a little bit more independence in this course. You're also going to have to complete all the assignments that I give you and study the material for tests and things like that. Okay, since this is an online course, of course, everything is going to be online. So we're going to have online quizzes, we're going to have online homeworks and online tests, and then everything will be submitted online as well. So the quizzes for your course, it'll be weighted as follows. The quizzes will be 15% of your total grade for undergraduates. The assignments will be 35%. That's the homeworks, really, and any other assignments I give you. The midterm will be 25%, and the final exam will be 25%. Okay? So that's the breakdown. This is a 3-hour course, and so that means that I'm going to give you material to consume, like online lectures and readings, and that should take probably roughly 3 hours of your time in any given week, and then outside of that you're going to have other work that might take up more time. So the guideline and the outline from as stated on Appalachian's website under syllabus policies on student engagement, what you would reasonably do is to do for every hour that we count in class, so this is 3 hours, you would be expected to do 2 to 3 hours of coursework outside of class. Okay, so a 3-hour class might take you, say, for example, 9 hours of study time outside of class per week. And that's why they consider 15 credit hours a full load, right? Because that's a 40-hour work week. Does that make sense, right? Okay. Okay, so that's the undergraduate syllabus. The graduate syllabus is super similar. The main difference in between the graduate syllabus and the undergraduate syllabus is, again, the weightings of the grades. In here we have the research paper is 20%. So the breakdown of your grades, if you're a graduate student registered for Physics 5845, is that the quizzes are worth 10%, the assignments are worth 30%, the midterm is worth 20%, and the final exam is worth 20%, and the research paper is worth 20%. Okay? So that paper will be worth 20% of your grade. Okay? So I think that covers the syllabi pretty well. Now, let's go over the website for our course. You can kind of consider this to be your classroom, right? So let's go through all of this stuff. First of all, I've got the syllabi posted here for your viewing pleasure, right? Right underneath the link for my Zoom room. Okay, so you can come to that Zoom room during my office hours, and then here's the syllabi. I might reorganize this just a smidge here and there, but basically the stuff that you'll find in the top block is going to be our front matter. Okay, so the syllabi, if I can get an electronic copy of the textbook, I don't have one right now, but if I can get one, I'll post one here, things like that. Okay, stuff that you'll need for the entire course. Note that I have posted a quiz on the syllabus and the welcome lecture. I found that sometimes students don't actually watch this, they don't read the syllabus, and then later in the semester they come to me with questions about the course that are completely covered and answered in the syllabus and the welcome lecture. So I'm forcing the issue a little bit. You'll have to take a quiz on the lecture that you're viewing right now. Yeah, should be the easiest quiz that you take all semester, so go for it. I've also got a news forum. I post news to the forum and it goes to your App State email. So if you would like it to go to a different email, if there's another email that you check regularly, then you'll need to submit a forward. You'll need to forward that to the other email. I just handle it automatically through this news forum, okay? So you handle that, okay? You set up a forward on your App State email if you want it to go to a different email. I also have an online open forum, so if you'd like to chat with the other members of your class, absolutely, I want you to do that. I want you to chat with each other and develop a sense of community. So feel free to use that. But please be kind. I can monitor this forum, of course, so please be kind to one another in this forum. If you have a disability that is recognized by App State's Office of Disability Service, then I'm happy to give you extra time and tests and things like that. You'll just need to go through them. So here's some information about their accommodations, ODS's accommodations and helpfulness. So I encourage you to contact them if that applies to you. Also, be aware that our department is specifically, we're really geared towards inclusive excellence. In fact, we just got an award. Ask Dr. Burris about that if you'd like more information. She's very proud of our department. We're really working hard on trying to foster an environment that's free of bias, discrimination, and harassment in the classroom and in our broader community. And so if you feel that there's something that I could do to make the environment more inclusive for you, then feel free to reach out and chat with me about that. And if you think that there's suggestions that you have for the department as a whole, also feel free to reach out to me or to Dr. Burris and with those concerns or advice. And we'd love to hear more from you. If you'd like more information about what the university as a whole is doing, you can click on this link that I've provided here. Now, one thing, it's really hard to get to know each other during this time of COVID. And particularly from my perspective, I really dislike that and hate that because I really enjoy chatting with students and getting to know students in more of an informal way. It's one of the reasons I became a professor. And so this time of online learning and COVID is particularly hard on me personally. it really sucks. So I don't know if you feel the same way. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But I really like getting to know each other. So I'm going to force the issue a little bit. I want to get to know each of you at least in a way that I can say hi to you in the hallways if I see you. So I've got a little quiz here called Getting to Know Each Other, and it's due February 2nd at 5 p.m. And it's just got 2 questions on it. You don't have to study for this one. It's just questions about you so that I can get to know you a little bit better. And what I want you to do is to do that quiz. Tell me about any concerns that you might have or interests that you have in this particular topic. And then I want you to drop by my office hours or schedule an appointment with me to chat. And you need to do that within the first 2 weeks of class. And then after you drop by, I'll grade the quiz. So if you don't drop by, you'll still get a 0 for the quiz. But if you do drop by, I'll grade your quiz and you won't get a 0. Okay? So drop by. Yet again, it should be the second easiest quiz that you take all semester. Maybe it's the first. Maybe you like to chat. But anyway, feel free to come by and chat with me and at any time. But I especially am going to make you chat with me during the first 2 weeks. Okay? All right. What I've done is I've tried to lay out the course to prevent procrastination. One thing that I do know about COVID and online learning is that it's really easy for students to kind of get behind because they feel like, well, I can do that later, and then all of a sudden, holy cow, everything is piled up and they're freaking out. So what I've tried to do with this course is to structure it so that there's little deadlines all along the way so that you keep up, okay? Self-paced online courses are a black hole that sucks a lot of people down. Some people do really well, but not most people. I have to say, most people don't. They need the little deadlines. So I've structured little deadlines in all along the way. So you may see here in the top block of our course website, I've got a quiz on the syllabus. And so you have to watch the welcome lecture, read the syllabi, and go over this. That due date is Thursday, January 21st at 5 p.m. I'm going to try and make the due dates really obvious by putting them in the line here with the quizzes and assignments. So I've got a due date there. I've also got a Getting to Know Each Other in the top block, due date February 2nd at 5 p.m. Okay. Then in topic 1, you can see for graduate students about the paper, you have to turn in the topic for your paper by February 5th. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's go down to this block, which is called Chapter 1. So this is an introduction to nanoscience and nanotechnology. And I have to say that at this point, I've gotten this first block ready for you. So this Chapter 1 block is ready for you to go. You can get started right away. And so here I've got online lectures. And you can see that the lectures that I've got that are online are a combination of lectures that I've pre-recorded for you and also outside material. So for example, I've got for viewing when things get small and not too serious production. So there's also going to be lectures and material that I want you to view that I didn't make. Okay, that I feel like somebody else did a really good job on, and there's no reason for me to make my own. So I've got both internal and external lectures. Then I've also got readings that I want you to do. So for example, I just don't see how anybody can get through a nanoscience and nanotechnology course without reading Feynman's famous talk, There's Plenty of Room at the Bottom, which arguably opened up the world, opened up the doors and alerted folks that nanoscience was a new field that everyone needed to think about. So I've got a link there to that transcript. I want you to read it and then take a quiz on the reading. And you can see that the quiz on the reading, There's Plenty of Room at the Bottom, is due Thursday, January 21st at 5 p.m., the same day as your syllabus quiz. And then also I have online lectures on the rest of the material in Chapter 1, notes for the history, and then you can see that I've got Chapter 1 homework due Tuesday, January 26th at 5 p.m. So that's 1 week after the first day of classes, which is this Tuesday, January 21st. All right. So this block is ready for you to go. And then all along the way, I'll be working on making sure that the following blocks are going. Okay. And so not everything is ready all at once, all right, because I do need to update material. Nanoscience is something that's constantly evolving, and so I want to make sure that they stay current and relevant. And so the lectures will be a combination of new lectures and old lectures that I've had from teaching this course before, and also new materials that somebody else might have posted or new readings that somebody might have come up with. Okay? So it's going to take me time, it's going to take you time, therefore we're staggering little deadlines all along the way to make sure that you keep up. All right, I think that's everything that I'd like to say right now. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and go ahead and drop by and see me during my office hours, and if you can't make the office hours, schedule an appointment so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. All right. Thanks so much, and I'll see you around.